Sora 2 already got nerfed. It's only been a few days, and unfortunately, this is what's going to start happening with all of these AI generation tools. They're all scared of lawsuits from different corporations because of the stupid trademark IP laws that protects corporate stuff. Now, by the way, it doesn't protect anything I make or anything like that because I'm not going to register anything as a trademark. I don't have time for that. I don't have money for that. I make my own fantasy and sci-fi worlds. They'll have carte blanche over that. But when it comes to Nintendo, Warner Brothers, Disney, those are the ones that get protected. That's what IP law is all about. It's protecting major corporations and making sure they can just live off of a bunch of dead people's ideas forever. It's kind of a sick thing, but that's where we're at. AI really is a great equalizer because it allows us to do things that these corporations won't even deliver us. I mean, I saw this back in the day. It's a very similar sort of thing. There were these Star Trek fan films being made by Vic Mignogna. It's called Star Trek Continues, if you haven't seen them. They're great. And he actually built a replica of the Starship Enterprise. It was beautiful. He did it great. It cost a lot of money to do so, and they gave him a cease and desist, and they don't allow that to happen anymore because he was making better Star Trek than they could make. And that's what they're really afraid of. They know that with AI, that's a big equalizer. Vic Mignogna can now just make an AI bridge of the Enterprise and not have to do anything else other than that. And as that gets better, and as these are going to become actual movies and things like that, they know that they can't compete with their corporate IPs that are just not up to snuff. And so they're hitting it right now in a couple of spots. Sora already has started taking down IPs, and they've changed the model that they do things in the way that is. So let's get into this news. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things AI. You see my AI Central Substack. I actually write these articles, so I'm reading my own articles here that I'm doing. And OpenAI has already been walking back the creative freedom that made Sora 2 exciting, implementing strict controls on third-party intellectual property that effectively kill the platform's most entertaining use cases. The company's decided to shift from an opt-out to opt-in model for copyrighted characters, strips away from transformative potential that had users generating everything from live-action Mario Kart races to reimagined Disney classics. This, of course, that's what people want to do with that type of thing. And that's sad because before, you can opt out of it if you really want to, bug them about it. They'll just remove that, right? Which is annoying by itself. But now it's like they're going to remove it to start, and then you have to opt in to even have that here. This is a live-action Mario Kart that was made. That's really hilarious. This went viral the other day from Sora, which was great stuff. The timing of this is not just because of Sora, but it also coincides with Warner Brothers' aggressive lawsuit against Midjourney, the AI image generator, which alleges copyright infringement for enabling users to create content featuring Superman, Batman, and other iconic characters. Warner Brothers claims Midjourney thinks it's above the law and could easily stop its theft and exploitation of intellectual property, seeking up to $150,000 in damages per infringed work. That's what they're trying to do there. Now, this is funny because, of course, if you go to the convention circuit with, real-life artists, and we've covered this before when we were talking about different conventions banning AI art, these people actually make livings drawing Batman, drawing Superman, selling prints of those characters, and these companies do nothing about it in that instance. But now, because it's so free and easy to use for the regular person, they don't want that. And that's exactly all this is about. This is all about control. Now, think about Superman and Batman again. Is this absurd? Superman and Batman were made in the 1930s. The people who created those are long gone. They're long dead. This is literally only protecting a giant corporation because, of course, the law of trademark is going to keep them with that forever. And we see this with Zorro. We see this with Tarzan. Those sorts of things, even though they're super old at this juncture, are protected by their trademarks and the trademark law, and they'll sue anybody over this. The legal pressure appears to have been spooked OpenAI into preemptive capitulation. CEO Sam Altman announced this policy change in a blog post explaining the company will now give rights holders more granular control over generation of characters, similar to the opt-in models for likeness, but with traditional controls. He attempted to frame the restrictions positively as stating, "We are hearing from a lot of rights holders who are very excited about this new kind of interactive fan fiction and think that this new kind of engagement will accrue a lot of value to them, but want the ability to specify how their characters can be used, including not at all." The reality is less optimistic. Under the new system, studios and rights holders must explicitly permit their characters to appear in user-generated content, which the ability to set specific rules about context, character usage, geographic restrictions, this granular control effectively transforms Sora from a creative playground into a corporate-approved content generator. The change eliminates viral potential that made Sora's initial demos so compelling. Users were already creating imaginative mashups like photorealistic versions of animated characters, alternate takes of beloved franchises, creative crossovers genres that would have never existed in official channels. These transformative works represented the kind of creative expression and fair use protections that this was designed to encourage. Instead, OpenAI is prioritizing their corporate comfort over user creativity. The company even suggested implementing revenue sharing arrangements where rights holders could monetize their user-generated content, featuring their characters, turning fan creativity into another corporate profit stream. That's all this is about all the time. So very, very sad about this. And of course, there's going to be more of this as AI goes along. And I'm sad that the text generators are going to probably stop fan fiction as well from happening at some point. It's just sad that we're seeing this because it used to be already such a open world where we could do whatever we want with AI. And that noose is tightening around it, just like the rest of the internet gets censored all the time. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.